Earl in Illinois. And I guess that Earl's going to tell us something he knows about God and God updating his mind. What's going on, Earl?
Yes, this is Earl, and this is the first time that I've had a chance to speak to you. Here's what is going on. If for the people who, first of all, I'm an atheist, but I'm a realistic atheist. For instance, if the Bible says that God ordained slavery, then you don't have to have an apologist to tell you different. Don't let them do that. And if you believe in God, then you need to realize that God has updated his mind by the simple fact that we have all modern things in this world. We have all kinds of medicines that God didn't have, back in the days of God and Moses. And
I'm going to interrupt because it's been more than 30 seconds and I'm confused, Earl. You said you were an atheist, right?
I'm an atheist, but I'm a realist.
Okay, the realist thing I don't give a shit about. You don't believe there's a God, right?
No, I don't believe there's a God.
So why are you talking about God updating his mind?
Because I think that the people who are theists need to know that if there was a God, that's what I'm saying, if there was a God, that God has updated his mind.
How do you know that?
Oh, I know that to me because I had a couple of dreams. I told you I'm an atheist realist and some flashbacks.
You're an atheist realist who is going to cite dreams and flashbacks as to why you think God has updated his mind. I'm going to save you the embarrassment of continuing, Earl. I just am. I'm going to do you the nicest favor I could do before I beat up on an atheist realist that is not very real.
Right.
And we're going to move on to somebody else.
And this goes back to what you were saying earlier about when you change the definition of God, you change the problem. And so there are Christians who believe that God is not capable of changing his mind. And so by saying he does, you have changed the nature of the God that some people believe in. And so you still have not solved the problem. So,
yeah, Earl seems to think that he wants believers to accept this proposition that God has changed his mind about certain things. And while that may work for some, and it may be a good idea, there's no reason to think that it's true, because not only is there no reason to think that a God exists, but if there is a God, and so like, let me put my Christian hat back on here. I've got it right here. So now I believe in Jesus again. Howdy, everybody. God is unchanging. God ever is, was, and always will be unchanging. There's nothing about God that changes. God doesn't need to change his mind. He's seen all of time. To suggest that God changes his mind over time would make God subject to time, but God is timeless. See, I can do this shit all day long. And while Earl may hope that theists would actually do something like that, you cannot make any sort of compelling argument like that, because the theist gets to go, well, you don't believe, and so you're just talking about something you don't believe in. You might as well have called to explain why Voldemort isn't as bad as people think. You know, in the books that haven't happened since the 7th Harry Potter book, Voldemort has come back and is now a good guy. And you should just accept that. Otherwise, you're going to get stuck in Hufflepuff. Sorry. I just picked one at random. I really don't care. I'm not trying to piss anybody off.